But, Gator, do you agree that Jared Goff is a quarterback that you can win a Super Bowl with?
Yep.
Now, the only question is, and this is what I would always be asking myself if I ran an organization, A, is our guy good enough of a leader, and have the requisite skill set to win on the big stages and win a Super Bowl? And if the answer is yes, then the question is, what do I have to pay him to still have enough money to fill out the rest of the roster? Because if I have Patrick Mahomes, I don't need as much money to fill out the rest of the roster. With Jared Goff, you need more because you need to have, I think the prerequisite for Goff's success is offensive line play. They seem to have that kind of locked up for now. And if they still have money left to sign Goff, then that's good as far as keeping the most important pieces together. Now, Amon-Ra is the most important receiver they have, the most important receiving weapon they have, and he's locked up. So if they got the line and they got Amon-Ra and they improved the defense, an extension for Goff, it feels it would stand to reason that you have a quarterback that's good enough that you can extend and still have enough money to field a requisite team to win a Super Bowl. Time will tell. I don't know. We don't know exactly where the money is and what the real money is. This is going to come out and it's going to say it averages $56 million a year, and people are going to go, oh. And then you look at it a little deeper and you realize, well, there's some bonuses in there he'll never hit, and there's voidable years at the end of it, and it's really only a $47.5 million contract.
Well, I think my fallback on this whole thing is that Brad Holmes has built up enough equity with us as fans, I feel, that it's not that we shouldn't question him. We can say, I'm not sure about this, but I don't think anybody can say he's wrong for doing this. You can say, I'm not sure. I have concerns about it. But I don't think fans can flat out say that what he has done is wrong. If you're going to sign Goff, you can't do that. That's wrong. This guy has built this team. He's completely turned the roster over in a few short years. He's built this team through the draft. He got his quarterback through a trade that everybody thought that the quarterback was a throw-in in the trade, and nope, that's a guy that they wanted to build around. And now they have. They've done exactly that. Literally, they've built around Jared Goff. And they found themselves in the NFC Championship game, which they should have won. But they didn't win because they made their own collapsible mistakes there in the second half. And we've gone through it a million times. But it doesn't take away the journey that got them to a 17-point lead at halftime of that game. So why people are trying to reinvent the wheel here doesn't make any sense to me. You want door number 2 because this guy doesn't fit the prototypical look of what today's NFL quarterback is. He's a bit of a throwback. He's not a guy who's going to make plays with his feet, but he wins plays and he wins games and makes plays with what's between his ears. He knows the game better than most. He might be elite at that level. And yes, to your point, do they need an offensive line to make him his best? 100%. But you know what they don't need? A core of multiple elite wide receivers to make him great. They have a receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was a 4th-round pick, who has been fantastic for him and has worked his way into being perhaps an elite receiver in the National Football League. I love Amon-Ra. He got paid. He belongs here. And clearly he and Goff have a connection. Yeah. Now, would he have that connection with every quarterback? I don't know, but he's got it with ours. So I don't really care about the rest of this stuff. And the fact that we've gone through what the wide receiver room was last year, and it was nothing special outside of St. Brown, I'm very encouraged. And that should tell you that Goff is good enough to win a Super Bowl with the team around him, and they've got a team around him, and they continue to get better with what they put around him.
At the core, what they did last year as far as the passing game's concerned, and we can reset that, Amon-Ra is without question exceptionally good. I don't know if he's elite. I'm really going to be intrigued when those player rankings come out where Amon-Ra ranks. Is he the 5th wide receiver? Is the 8th wide receiver? Is the 10th wide receiver? Because there's a lot of great receivers in this league, man. And Amon-Ra is starting to get some love. Outside of that, their 2nd receiver was a rookie tight end. Their 3rd receiver was a journeyman possession receiver that they were like, hey, He can walk. Their fourth receiver is somebody that I don't think is anybody's number 2, Khalif Raymond. Their fifth receiver is a raw stud, but he's raw, Jamison Williams. We just finished up an era with a quarterback where we dealt with calls saying the man will never win a playoff game and he's not that great. Calvin makes him great. Now the Lions have what going into last year was considered a middling, like right in the middle of the pack in terms of pass catchers. They were considered middle of the pack in terms of pass catchers. And they just had a top 3-4 season in passing in the NFL with that group of pass catchers. Goff. And he won playoff games, which the previous guy couldn't do. I'm all in, and I'm glad that they appear to be close to signing him.